Yo, what's going down with it, y'all? I'm ChrisMoore, and this is exactly what it's all about. Right now, we're about to be getting into Replit. Replit has come out with Replit Agent 3. All right, I'm gonna put in Replit Agent 3, and it came out with a pretty important update. I'm just kind of like this expert in Replit right now, you know what I mean? I believe in the company, I believe in what they're going on. Obviously, you have other IDEs. Let me see here. Let me see, so because I wanted to make sure, okay, cool. So it does have that up for you. You have other companies like Lovable, Replit. I heard one that's called Leap, Cursor. You also have, like, through Anthropic, Claude, they have this building app as well tool that completely builds out apps, and then you can like connect them, I believe, to like a cursor or like something that helps it get the front end as well for your UI, so that will be like what you see on your actual screen. But anyways, let's go into this right now. So Replit Agent 3 is what all of this talk is about right now. Is the latest iteration of Replit's AI-powered development assistant designed to automate and streamline the software development process. I'm going to introduce several new features aimed at enhancing autonomy and efficiency for developers. These key features are very important, and that's exactly what we're gonna explore, and that's exactly what we're gonna do today as well. So the autonomous app testing and debugging. Agent 3 can independently test and debug applications using a real browser environment. It stimulates user interactions to identify and fix issues, operating in a reflection loop to continuously improve the application. Let me tell you, man, all the countless times of building out these apps and going so much, because here's the thing, you will run into errors within the apps, but you also have to test the function. So say if I made a calendar app, right? I would say, hey, I made this app, this is what I need it for, it will make that, but then say, hey, I need to also download it as a CSV, a PDF, things like that, and then I try to click on that function, meaning the function is the button. So whatever button that you have on your app or whatever you're making, that button is a function. So you have to press that button, and it wouldn't work, it would run into another error. So then I'll have to go back into the agent and say again, hey, I need this button to work. After it created it already, why doesn't it work and it created it already? So then you will have to do these steps over and over again, and it will become quite repetitive. You're also trying to get it perfect as well. So huge. Extended autonomous runtime for 200 minutes. That's wild. 200 minutes. So it will run on its own for 200 minutes. So you get to go to bed, do whatever you got to do, wake up, and you'll be able to go right into your fully developed app. But here's the thing, you still need to know what's going on, and you need to know how to use it. Obviously in Replit Agent right now, it already says, hey, hi Chris, what do you want to make? I have a lot of other things going on, a lot of projects I have going on down here. I can view all my projects, but we're not going to do that right now. But anyways, while we're actually working on this, we're going to be building with Agent 3 today. As you can see, it's already introducing Agent 3 right here for autonomy for all, app testing check, Again, we already just talked about what it's able to do, the new things where it's automatically testing itself and its functionalities, and it's coming out and it wants to work and it's getting it all done. And it kind of goes into this phantom state, or into its own like cloud, and thinks for itself and works on itself and gets better and better and better with itself. So it's actually pretty impressive. When we're getting into this, I just want you to know that you're able to do all of this from a prompt, right? So whatever idea you have in your head, you're able to bring that into reality, especially if you know that there's a specific use case that you have forward. Use cases are very important. Think about things every day that you need to use that are very specific, maybe things that you do over and over again. It takes a lot of time out of your day. Maybe things that you know that if you had access to, it will make your life a lot easier. Then that's when you start just figuring out simple use cases, and then those use cases get better and better because you would know what would be best for you and your time to make things more efficient for your day, for you to get things done, right? So All right, let's get back into it. So obviously right here is where you would describe your idea. Like I said before, we're gonna run through that in a second. I already have a prompt for you already written. Now down here is the web app, and I'm gonna be making this a web app, okay? You can have your data app that is for, like, say if you were making like a stock analyzer. I mean, it even says it down here, company insights, things like that. You can actually make your 3D games, things of that nature, or your general. This allows you to be more expressive with what you want and don't have a lot of more guardrails. Agents and automations. Agents and automations are trigger events. This is where you will be obviously making your agents and your automations. I don't know if the agents and automations are connected to the web app yet. Maybe they are, I don't know. But as you can see over here, it does say that it's in beta. So also on here, you see a Slack message, Telegram message, time base. The event base is coming soon. I cannot wait for the event base to come, because, you know, there's so many events in my AI agents and all my agents and all these other businesses to where, like, I need it to be triggered by event based. So that means if somebody sent me an email, it automatically wakes up the AI agent and it goes and handle that email. It goes and call that individual. It goes and take care of the whole entire situation, checks in with me about certain things, and go back out and, you know, it goes deeper within that. So when they have that actually available, that's gonna be dope. But all this is pretty cool. Anyways, let's start over here. We're gonna start with the web app. All right, like I said before, I'm gonna go through right now exactly what we're building, because I know it probably didn't make sense before. So let's go in here. It's already out there. It's gonna be the Replit Agent 3 prompt tip stack. Our app we're gonna build today is called Tip Stack, okay? That's what I'm calling it, Tip Stack. I mean, hey, you wanna clone it, go for it, man. But the prompt is this, okay? I'll have to go deeper in detail with my prompts so it makes sense. You don't have to, you could have just said, hey, make a prompt, I wanna build this app, and you know, you would just talk about your problems, your necessary issues, and what is important for you. Me, I'm gonna go kind of deeper into it. So let's actually blow this up a little bit more. All right, so the prompt for Replit Agent 3, build me a modern mobile-friendly financial tracking app designed specifically for gentlemen's clubs, bars, and nightlife industry professionals who earn most of their income through tips. This app should help them easily track daily income, cash plus card tips, categorize expenses, bills, personal, investment, fun, you know, etc. Set savings goals, get smart savings and investment suggestions, see weekly and monthly insights like how much they made, spent, saved, the things that we were just discussing, right? Get alerts when they overspend or hit savings goals. That's just a part of that. Now, the key features are very important too, right? Like, what are the key features of this app? Like, what is the key features of something that we really need in our life, right? Easy daily input form for how much money they made. Dashboard with charts, bar line, and summary. Smart assistant that gives advice on saving and investing, powered by OpenAI or Replit, built-in LLMs. So your large language model like ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, Anthropic, things like that. Now, I also want a Google login or secure passcode system, right? So you're securely being logged in, you're securely going into your system, no different than any system you log into. And then you're able to export that data to your email or Google Sheets, right? So the data that you have from, say, all the tips that you've made, the cash that you've inputted, and this is before it hits the bank. You get what I'm saying? This is you getting yourself right and correct before you do certain things, so you know what's going on with yourself, your life, right? So you're gonna have a way that you can export all of that data. So if you know, like, man, like if you wanna check from last year or 3 months ago or 2 days ago or 1 day ago or whatever you wanted, you'll be able to now without an issue or a problem. And you'll be able to retain all that information and put it somewhere where you can see it, kind of like when you have your taxes and you have all of these things that you have to look through. But that's just a way. And by the way, use that data. Say if you have a lot of data, copy and paste your data into like an LLM and then ask it the proper question. Hey, how much money did I lose? Hey, what can I do to increase my profitability? Hey, what quarters was I done? What expenses did I mess up on? I mean, you can just keep going with whatever you want to ask because you know what you got going on. All right. So anyways, keep it clean, modern, easy to use, and built for the new generation. This isn't boring. This is for the real people trying to change their lives, you see? This app should look good on mobile, use modern UI, meaning UI stands for user interface, with bold text, dark mode option, and easy tap access to income and savings input. This app needs to feel like money and hustle. What do you feel about that? Because that's what we do. All right. Title, tip stack, track your hustle. Show brand, ChrisMoreAI, bottom or top banner on the dashboard. Okay. That's exactly what's about to happen right now. Let's get into that right away. Let's get into this right now. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy all of that. I'm gonna get all of this. Okay. All right, I just copy that, and then we're gonna go back over to Replit in a second here. All right, let's build this important app. All right, I put that there for us. There's a little let's build this important app there. Okay, so boom. I'm gonna go back into Replit. I'm gonna dump it. Okay. Now, what you automatically see right here is pretty simple. This is about to go to work. I'm about to start the chat. You see everything that I wrote, prompt for Replit Agent 3. Now, I'm gonna go right here and start this agent pretty quick. I'm just trying to see. I mean, and you have your auto themes here. This is for your theme and what you want like your app to kind of look like. You can attach your files there as well if that's something you wanted to do. You can also like improve your prompt by clicking this, and it would improve what I already written, which is great. But I don't really want to do that right now. I'm gonna start this chat. Okay, so now this is what happened. Right now in this moment in time, obviously we're inside of the prompt for Replit Agent 3, build me a modern mobile-friendly financial tracking app designed specifically for Gentlemen's Club. All of this is right here. You know that's what it's doing. Now if you were looking underneath you right here, okay, you'll be able to see, I'll help you create tip stack, track your hustle, a modern financial tracking app specifically designed for nightlife industry professionals. Let me search for relevant integrations first, then propose a comprehensive plan. So right now, Agent 3 is going off on its own, and it's building this comprehensive plan for us right now, okay? This comprehensive plan is very important because that's when we're gonna see what's actually going on in our build. I would say our tech stack, our stack, what's being stacked up for us, and so we know exactly what's going on, what it's going to use, and how we're going to be using this, and how users that are going to be, you know, coming into this because they really trust your brand, they really understand what you have going on, and they really need this for their life because it's so important, because it is, and it creates them so for your users to be able to use this as well. Now let's get into it. Obviously it's put in some work. I'm just gonna blow it up a little bit more here. I want to see, actually want to do something kind of different. That's fine, we'll just do it like this. So perfect, now I'll create a comprehensive plan for tip stack that includes all the features you've requested. This app will be built with modern mobile first design that captures the energy and ambition of the nightlife industry. So obviously the app type, we chose that on the outside of this. We said it will be a web app because it will be. This is an app that interchanges, is in a cloud. It's all these data centers and everything else you see in the whole entire world. This is what it's all about. All right, that means it will go and attach itself. So if it's on an iPad, if it's on a phone, if it's on the web, it will form itself to what it needs to be. All right, the integration that we're going to be using is right here. It says the Postgres SQL database, Replit, OpenAI, SendGrid. Now let's talk about the tip stack, a modern mobile-friendly financial tracking app designed for nightlife industry professionals to track trips, manage expenses, and build wealth. I'll include the following features: user authentication with Google login using Replit authorization or authentication integration, mobile first responsive dashboard with modern dark mode and light mode toggle, daily income tracking form for cash and card tips with quick tap input, expense categorization system, bills, personal investment, fund, all these things that we talked about already. Interactive charts and graphs showing weekly and monthly income, expenses, and savings trends. Very important. That's how you see your own money at your own time and how you're trending. And if you're downtrending, and that's how you know, I don't got the money for the trip next month. I just don't. I already know I'm in a downtrend. I already know it's not going nowhere. Or you know what? I have up to 3 to 6 months of emergency funds saved, so now I can do something amazing for myself. You know, things of that nature. Saving goals tracker with progress, visualization, and achievement alerts that automatically come to you. And what's more important is we wanted this to be AI-powered smart assistant using OpenAI for personalized savings and investment advice. So it always keeps you advise. So you basically have your own CPA. You already have your advisor, your financial advisor, someone that you have assisting you every step of the way within that. Instead of having it aside from that or something being different from there, you have it all together in one, if that makes sense. Spending alerts and savings, goals, notification systems, data export functionality to email using SendGrid integration. Okay, SendGrid is what we're going to be using for that email, which makes sense. ChrisMoreAI branded integration on dashboard. Bold, modern UI with money and hustle, aesthetic, and easy navigation. I've created a featured list based on your request. If everything looks good, we can start creating. How do you want to continue? Build the entire app. Best if you want agent to build out the full functionality of your app. You see how it's giving me my two options. It's already checking in with me already to let me know like, hey, I'm ready to do this thing. Are you ready? And if you are ready, how you want it, okay? So that's one option. Or start with a design, 5 to 10 minutes. Best if you want to see a design prototype. Remember, we were talking about the full autonomous building of the app itself, because the agent's going to go off and do its own thing. And then you have the prototype as well, if you just wanted to make a prototype for your MVP and get that shown for your meetings or your business or whatever you got going on. All right, so best if you wanted to see a design prototype first and iterate on visuals or features later. So you already know what time it is. We want to build the entire app, okay? You gotta understand, I was always building these apps step by step myself. I mean, from the beginning, I feel like a lot of people built these apps step by step themselves. And now then it started off as I had an assistant to help me step by step with these apps that I was building. And then now, I mean, we're still going and it's still going crazier. Now it's taking over the whole entire thing and it's saying, hey, I'm gonna do all of this because I have now everything that I need in order to process this and get this thing built. This is pretty huge. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start building. So I'm gonna come down on this. As you can see up here, Agent 3 is now in session. Right here is your preview screen. I'm gonna just take you through a couple of things here. This is where you will be previewing the app. The preview will be available soon. As it's actually working, that preview will come up. On the left-hand side here, obviously you see it's generating the design guidelines here. So agent's already working. Right now, you could be doing anything else. Like I can be basically going in to look at other things, you know, handling other things while I work. But for now, as you can click on a new tab here, again, that's your preview screen. So if I clicked out of preview, I'll go here and I'll go to preview and find wherever that is if I didn't already go over it. Am I like going over it over in there? Oh, there it goes, because it's the first one up there. So boom, there goes that preview again. Obviously this goes your integrations for your database. This is how you will be integrating your other services or other things you have going on. So if you were connecting your like OpenAI keys or, you know, your Google AI, Anthropic, Perplexity, you see it keeps going your Stripe keys, and you can most likely add other ones as well. But I'm gonna get out of there. Yeah, so that's how you will be seeing things. It's kind of like your console, and this would be your, let me go to the developer here. Okay. So this is how you will be seeing, like, you know, access to your debugging tools, monitor resources, and manage your development environment. And you'll click on it, you'll be able to see kind of what's going on there, be able to kind of see your resources. Again, that's all upon you doing your own thing, but in reality, you wouldn't, if you're someone who's not really interested in like the coding or how it's all going. And by the way, this is called vibe coding. Right now, I would have music on in the background. I'll be just flowing and going right here. And I just go through this over and over again. It's so important to build for businesses. When you're building for businesses, think about, I mean, I build for CEOs, COOs, CTOs, you know, CEOs, however you look at it, people who have to run the business on a major point, because you got to think like, without tools like this and being able to do things now, like you're really on your own. I mean, that means you are in the past. That means you don't understand that your business has to be successful and it has to lead in a way. You have to have AI integrated with your business, because there's nothing else that's gonna take it and be able to autonomously do things by itself while you're doing what you have to do to be successful. And also improve itself and get better and better and better, and that's better than your best salesperson, you know? And in a lot of cases too, It's not about just, not having that person not a part of your business. It's about having something to assist that person that's a part of your business. Maybe it helps them to be better, right? A lot of these things will help them to be, they have superpowers. That's how I look at it. Like, everybody's just got their own thing. Everybody's building and everybody's progressing. Let's see, this thing is still doing its own thing right now. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's see what it's been doing. So right here, as you can see, it looks like server database right here is doing a client server Replit authentication here. It's going through the sources and the hooks and the user authentication there. So you have these drop downs. You can see this arrow over here. Again, the agent's working. This is when you see the code that's being written. This is the stuff that you can care about if you care, or if you're someone that just do not care about the agent and the back end. This is the back end. You really don't have to pay attention to it. You just go do something else. But me, I love it all. So it's kind of telling you how it's using its imported drizzle. And on top of this as well, you'll see these messages in here. If you actually read through it, you'll get used to reading exactly what you're seeing, because I see a lot here and it's just skimming it. But your database URL must be set. Did you forget to provision a database? So it obviously is creating these WebSockets here. And then now it made a connection string to process the database URL. So it made a scheme there. I'm going to go through the Replit application. You see how it's millions of lines of code, hundreds of lines of code, but it ends up being millions of lines of code. I'm just looking at right at the top here. Okay, it's from the passport. All right, it says, okay, it's made the session secret and the tokens that I needed for that. So it's made the refresh tokens. I see it's also calculated itself for 1 week with this one. So maybe that token allows it to be, it doesn't have to be refreshed for a week is what that's looking like, maybe. But I'm gonna go for it. I see some APIs in there as well. Look at the hooks. So it's went to work. It's creating all of this. This is what I would have had to sit down and do for days, hours, days and hours and hours and days. I'm telling you. This is your best, I'm talking about over coder. So you gotta be thinking, I didn't go to school for computer science, and I love computer science. You know what I'm saying? I actually started in cybersecurity. So this plus cybersecurity for me just was so it was a no-brainer, right? Because this is what I do. I love creating things that businesses use, and you use it forever. And the cool thing is, then from there, once you create it, you have your monthly recurring fee, because they don't know how to run it without you, right? Because you built it, right? And it needs to still be tendered and taken care of. And businesses change their business every day, every year, every month. They're always cycling, changing new things. So they need you for every little thing that has to happen, okay? So here we go. Looking at the schema, obviously the schema, look at that. Look at the schema here. This is for the users, right? So the users, the income, the insert expense, insert savings goals right there. The savings goals, the insert AI chat, so that means that OpenAI is coming pretty soon here if it's not already a component. Let's go into the storage to see how it's storing all of this stuff, okay? Look, analytics operations right there. The notifications operations is right here. The AI chat operations is right there. Update goal, current amount is right there as well. I think this is when they have now, okay, I can see this is when they're most likely saw an OpenAI. Cool. Blah, blah, blah. Let me get back here. System. So now, as you can see, this will be what the OpenAI system will be talking to. The newest OpenAI model is GPT-5, which is very true. Came out in 2025. Do not change this unless explicitly requested by the user. All right. So now you're seeing up underneath the hood. Again, this is the back end of how this system will be talking to artificial intelligence and the agent and how it will be working, right? The newest OpenAI model is this. You are a financial advisor for nightlife industry professionals. Provide practical, empowering advice in JSON format, okay? So that's how we're gonna receive that. The role of it is the user, the content would be the prompt, and the response format, like we just talked about, was gonna be JSON format, all right? Now, again, you do not have to care anything about this, but I love it. So, I have to walk through everything to make sure it's all good. But in reality, you don't have to do anything. It's still working. I'm just on the other side reading. I'm slower reading than it's working, right? Like it's just gone. You know what I'm saying? Off on its own lane. Again, I can be doing anything right now, but instead I'm doing this. So let's go back. So it's even made, you know, in case if there are errors, it has a fallback of certain things. So Insight's unable to analyze your financial data at this time. Another fallback recommendations, consider reviewing your income and expense patterns manually. Try again later or contact support if the issue persists. You see that? So that's actually the fallback. It will actually go through if it, for some reason, if it had, look at that, an OpenAI error, API error, application programming interface error. All right. I'm going to continue to go though. Now, I remember SendGrid was for the emails, right? So I can even say, see, send an email. And so it's setting the parameters there. This is how kind of from email, the emails that you will be, you know, having. And so, yeah, so this was obviously for the emails that, for the users that were going to be a part of TipStack, and they're going to be logging in with their email, which is their identification in this case. Okay. Component dashboard, income tracker, expenses tracker, goals, AI assistant. All right, so it's getting the sources down, the theme. Let's look at the theme. Let's see what they got for this theme here. All right, they got a dark tip stack theme. We're gonna make you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make our logo live too, because we're gonna get a logo for this. You know what I mean? We're gonna make our own logo. I'll show you how to do that. And then I'm gonna show you how to put it into Replit Agent and why it's so crazy and why it's so amazing to have. As you can tell right here, obviously it's still working. I see the dashboard right here is even getting made. Let me pull this over a little bit here. This is as big as that's gonna get for now. So I'm gonna open it. That's all right though. So income tracker is being made. The expense tracker is being made. It looks like my app is crashed. I'm sure it's doing it on its own right now. You see, it's even asking me for certain things right here, which we already have. And that's because, again, from my other apps and everything else that I've created, I don't have to really install these new API keys, and they're already installed as secrets. So, but I'm gonna go back up a little bit here. So they've integrated with SendGrid, Replit, authentication, OpenAI, PostgreSQL database, and let me go down here, application run. To make TipStack's AI assistant and email features work, I need you to provide 2 API keys. It needs my OpenAI API key, and that allows the AI financial coach to provide personalized advice based on your income and spending patterns. The AI can help you make smarter financial decisions and answer questions about budgeting, saving, and investing. You'll need to sign up, blah, 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 and you'll go through that. And obviously the API key there, like I said before, I already have those already in there because I have like so many other apps that's doing really well that, yeah, we're just gonna continue here. So yeah, continue. In your case, you will follow those steps right here. You will go through this OpenAI.com URL here, and then you'll go to the next, and then you will go and kind of handle your business and follow those steps. Okay, so it's doing this thing right here. It did 11 minutes of work. You can also click that down. You can see for 11 minutes of work, the work that's been done is 97 actions. The items read, how many lines of code is 4,448 lines of code. Code changed from that many lines is 7,318 lines of code. Like I said before, do you know how long that would have taken me? Do you? Okay? And the agent's usage for doing what is done so far is $1.69. Okay? All right. Cool. Now, as we're right here, I just want to make sure. I'm going to run this project right quick. And then I'm going to say, I'm not even on my preview right now. Let's first off, boom. It was done. It was already done. It was telling me it's over with. I already got that in there. My agent, I'm like, why did the agent stop? It's because it's done. Look at Tip Stack right now. Look at the logo at Albine. I kind of like that. You know what I mean? Track your hustle. So continue with Google, right? All right, so as you can see right now, this is what it has come up with. Powered by who? Powered by ChrisMoreAI. Everything that you see inside of this moment is what I'm talking about. I want to ask you, while I was talking to you and we were going through this, how long do you think that this took for us to make? And we were reading through code. I mean, I was still going. Honestly, I was still thinking it had more to do, but it stopped. So I was about to say continue without even knowing that the preview was already up. It was already ready. And now it's time for the test of functions. So basically, when I talk about this being autonomous, it ran on its own and did what it did after a prompt, after a written prompt, right? So now we're in this process of tip stack, track your hustle, welcome back. You see what I asked for is already on there for Google, continue with Google. You see where it says the secure passcode as well. So I can either continue with Google and then sign in that way, or put in my password and do it that way. Or I can create a new account and then I'll do it that way. But regardless, you know, it's powered by ChrisMoreAI like we talked about before. So let's test this out. I want to create a new account. This function should work. It's saying for most accurate replit without limitations, open incognito, private window, okay, da da da. I'm gonna log in. I'm just gonna say allow very quick because I wanna see. Boom. Look at that. Welcome back, Chris. Look at that. Let's track your hustle and build that wealth. Yeah. Yeah. What are you talking about? Like, this is crazy. Right now, I want you to see that this is right in front of you. This is for you to understand. Have things with important use cases. See things come to life that you've always wanted to make, you just didn't know how. You understand what I'm saying? You can do that from a simple text prompt of so many different things. I've been building these things for a while now, so I guess my understanding of it is a little bit different, and I might make it sound easier than what it is, but it is easy. Anyone can do this. Anyone can do it, and it's $1 trillion industry. You're not hurting me by cloning this. You're not doing anything for me, because you know companies will call me to do these things because I am an expert in them. You get what I mean? And they need me to guide them out of their old way into the AI way. And they need people who know how to prompt things. That alone, that job's going for $250,000, right? But how can you purchase someone like me who build these things already though? I build them for myself. I build them from other businesses. I build it for anything. And this can be anything. For anyone. This can be used at any time for anyone, anywhere. That is so important. This doesn't have to just be for cash and tips. You can change it for golf balls and golf clubs. You know what I mean? You can like make it anything you want. It's not that. It's about the use case, navigating that, putting your ideas into like an LLM, getting the feedback, getting deeper within that, and then getting into the use case. So let's play around with this. Let's push this. Let's see what happens. Yo! So you remember when we put specifically inside of our agent, we said, hey, we want to have this have like a toggle for night and day, dark mode option right there. We use modern UI with bold text, dark mode option. All right, so as you can see right here, let's go back to our app. As you can see inside of our app right here, let's bounce it off actually to a bigger version so we can see the whole entire thing. Let's see if it's ready for that. I just want a bigger way. There we go. Okay. So as you can see from our fully built app here, and this will work on your phone. This will work as a full-on app right now. This right here by itself is over $80,000 a month, recurring revenue. So 80,000 MRR is what I will say for sure. That's so easy. It's too easy that it's crazy. It's crazy. You got to think for whole businesses and think about, like, say if I'm at Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club, and they're like, yo, you know what? We love this really well. We think this goes really well with our entertainers, with the people here, with all these other individuals. You know what? We want this. How do we have that? I'm like, dope. You can integrate it. You can integrate it right now into your app. You can integrate it. If these entertainers, servers, DJs, employees, whatever employees you have, you're able to integrate all of this so it works for them now in real time. So now you have these add-ons, or we can custom create something specifically for you. It's so easy to detail when you know what you have going on, right? And what it's capable of and what you're able to do. So, all right, boom. Look, you got your night and your day. And obviously it's kind of cool because it even changes, it modes itself like that, which is interesting. So welcome back, Chris. Let's track your side hustle. Okay, I want to see 30 days. What about 3 months? All right, 7 days. Cool. Look at that, add your expense. Let's say my bills, let's say rent is $4,500, which is crazy. But really not when you're making that mono. But say let's just call that rent. And as you can see, the date is already right there as well, automatically linked in there. So that's cool. So because it's talking about your current date. All right, so we're gonna save that expense. Let's see what happens. Look at that. That expense was saved. 4,500. 100% right there. Look, available, negative 4,500. It's already up there. Watch this. Look, you see all the way down at the bottom already here for your recent activity. Let's click the view all. See what happens there. Oh, I guess we don't have a view all that we need to click because it's already right there. Okay. Now, all right. So that's the weekly income. I see the smart tip from AI. Based on your income patterns, consider setting aside 15% of your weekend earnings for investments. Your Friday through Sunday tips could help you build long-term wealth. Get more advice. Let's click that. Let's see what happens. Ask your AI coach, how can I save more? Should I invest now? Budget advice. Look at this. Your financial coach is automatically built into your web app right now. That's pretty impressive. You know, how I would even go further with this, with me, how my mind works, is kind of cool, because I would connect my AI agent, my voice AI agent to this. And so then I would even have like a button that's over here. So then you can speak back and forth to the voice AI agent and have a person that you're going back and forth with that dialogue. So maybe it helps you better. And to make it even better, because think about it, when you're having phone conversations, you can forget the conversation easily. So in this case, I would have it so as you're talking back and forth, there will probably be like an updated chat room box going up and down on here. So you can always save your history, always know what you discussed for the day, and to maybe even dump that off into a Google Sheet. So then you have your full package of the conversation you have, plus what you need to do to implement it into your businesses. Plus, you see what I'm saying? You can, like, it's all data. So as far as you want to take your data, you can go. You don't ever have to stop. And this is what it's all about. Like, this is seriously what it's all about. Like, right here by itself, look how exclusive it is. And at the bottom, we're in the AI section. You know what I mean? Like, that's by itself. This is the expenses section. Goals, let's click on goals. See what that do. Thinking, no goal set yet. Create your first goal. Look at that, it's already ready to go. I can just type in there what I wanna do, create my goal. Let's go to expenses. That's the expenses tab. You saw what we did. Look, investments, personal. They already made these things for you that you can already use right out the gate. This app is so cold. I don't even want to change anything because it's so good. Like, it's so good. Usually I'm always changing everything in this. This is so good. Look, it won't even let me type. I'm trying to type letters. You know why it won't let me type letters? Because I'm sure it only allows me to type numbers. Look, it already programmed itself, so then it knows like this ain't for letters. I'm typing right now letters. It won't let me do it, but it'll let me do numbers. So it automatically knows that's for numbers only, right? That function is set that way. It already has inside of there a description for me, so you know what to write: groceries, rent, whatever. And it automatically was coming up its own rent. It's already been coming up what you had last time, so it's familiar with that already. It's pretty cool. Let's go to the income part, adding the income. Because I was like, how do we add our income? Look, track your tips, add your daily income to build your financial picture. You're gonna tell me you don't need this right now? Stop. All right, look, cash tips right here. Put in your cash tips. So let's just say I made $20 today, okay? The car tips I made today was 100. So a total today, as it automatically calculated by itself, $120. Look, without it, it's just 20. Let's add 100, $120. Today's that day, 9/16/2025. Notes. A note section. How important is a note section? Stop playing. A great night. A great night was a packed Vikings game day party. Boom, 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 boom. I know 120 talking about it's a great night, packed Vikings party ain't the way to go, but let's just save that. Let's see what happens. Okay. Boom. You see this right here? We just ran into our first error. I love it. This is cool because this is good to know. This is good to see too. So you see how I already put this in here. Watch this. And then it came up with an error. I'm just gonna screenshot that. I just screenshotted that, okay? I'm gonna take that off and leave that there. Remember, this means that that functionality, when I click that, it's sending me an error back. That's a failed error. That means it's not functioning correctly. It's not working like it's supposed to. It's supposed to work and update that. I am in a practice stage. I am in like the beta of the app right now because I didn't publish it yet. But before publishing it, it should automatically work. But the databases that I'm using right now is in the testing database of what I'm using right now. So I'm not really deploying the app. It's just a temporary development preview we're basically in, all right? But I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with that in a second. Let's go back home. Cool, we know this works. Let's get more advice. I guess we didn't even, look, how about your finances? Watch this. Let me just ask it a random question. Let's see if this works. We never even chart our AI or our financial coach. I made $120. I made $120 today. How much, I'm gonna do a stock. I'm gonna do like an index fund stock. I'm gonna do VTI. It's a Vanguard stock, and it basically represents like the best S&P 500 companies. I'm gonna do VTI, or if it's VOO, but VTI and VOO are two index funds, and they are with Vanguard, by the way. You should know what those are. But let's just do, I made $120 today. How much VTI stock can I purchase with this? Or is there something else I should be doing instead? Let's see if it works. Remember, I've put the OpenAI in there. My agent should be working accordingly to what's going on. And if it's not, we're gonna make sure it does, and then we're gonna move on from there. But again, very important. Let's see what it got going on right now. Response received. Your AI coach has provided personalized advice. What advice? Let's make sure it's the right advice. Let me. Recent conversations. I made you $120 today. How much VTI stock can I purchase with this? Or is there something else I can do? Most brokers let you buy fractional shares. So you could put the full $120 into VTI. $120 divided by the current VTI price. Check your app minus any fees. Giving your 4,500 behind with no income yet, I'll hold off investing and use $120 for essentials or to reduce any overdraft and high interest balances. For the next few shifts, skim 10 to 20% to build a small cash buffer, $200 to $500, then revisit investing. So tell me, do you like your financial coach or what? You know what I mean? So when you're putting these things to product and you're putting it to in action, imagine how much this will sell for any business in the whole entire world. Imagine, why wouldn't you want this as a part of your business? Or why wouldn't you want your own custom financial coach at all while you're having all this going on? See, most businesses, they'll have something like this, but they'll be missing something else that you need. That's the worst, right? You have access to things and then you're missing the actual things that you actually need. That's when those things do not make sense. Okay, and that's why we're here to make all of this make sense. And that's why this whole entire thing that we're doing, is amazing. And I get to just share it with you. This is exciting. I get excited for stuff like this because it's like, this is what it's all about. Literally, you just saw something that came from my head come into action, and I'm able to go right away now and sell this right away. I'm able to have millions of users. So if this is $20 a month subscription, right? I have 100 users, you do the math. What's 20 times 100? It's not a game. This is here, this is real, and I think it's something that should be explored. Replit Agent is dope, and Replit Agent 3 is off the chain, and nothing but respect. Look at that, my back button's already there. So you remember we ran into that problem when where were we? We know the goals, we haven't even tried the goals. Let's make some goals to see if that works. My emergency fund. Goal name, let's call it Disney World. I want to take my baby girl to Disney World soon, but from the people that I've talked to, they're saying that's going to be pretty expensive. I went to Disney World when I was young. I was in Orlando, Florida. That was crazy. That was the best, man, one of those experiences. That like, man, wow. All right, description. Let's put, for unexpected descriptions, safety net. Taking my baby girl and the fam to Disney World. Okay, we're just putting this in here. Target amount, that's crazy. I said 5,000 and look at that. It's already set 5,000. Let's just put it as an $8,000 trip, because if you're thinking about, you know, all the stuff that's going on, food, like the passes you gotta get, man. So if you're like, you know, thinking about how much that's gonna be there, then yeah, $8,000 would be my target. I would wanna say, nice. So I'm like, where's the month and days and stuff? Cool, it's even there already. I wanna say, let's do Christmas, how about that? And that's cool, it even has drop downs for 2028, 2029. It even has the right appropriate drop down. Let's do Christmas. Emergency fund, vacation, look, vehicle, home, education, general savings. We're gonna do vacation. Then we're going to create this goal, okay? And let's see if it's going to work. Let's make sure. Boom, look at that. Taking my baby girl and the fam to Disney World, add money. So now from this goal being able to be there, I can now add money into this goal, because now we're working towards a goal. So let's just say we made $120 today. Well, I want to put $20 towards that today. Let's add some money. It said we have 7,980 to go. So as you add money into this, it counts it down, letting you know your goal or where you're at. And obviously it has the progress meter. Obviously that's not even, I mean, for percentage wise, yeah, we're not even up there yet, but you can continue to add money. So let's just say we're $2,500 in there right now. As you can see, it's saying that's how much now we have left to go from $2,520 being in there from 80,000 or for 8,000. It also has the progress bar that automatically went up 32%, complete, letting you know that you're getting there. So if that's for Dubai, if that's for your new car, if that's for your new house, if that's for whatever you have going on, I mean, think about the use cases. The use cases for this is pretty impressive. I mean, for gig workers, for hairstylists, DJs, waiters, I mean, you can keep going. For independent contractors, for entrepreneurs, I mean, it's just however you want to kind of mask this, it works, and it works really well. So yeah, man, this is pretty huge. This is pretty huge. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go back because I want to see. Okay, so rent's still there. Look, ready to use, available right now. Look, saved, building wealth. It already has that number that we had back there when we were talking about our goals. So the stuff that we have saved, because that's a part of our savings, so it automatically has on our other source page. It already has that updated already, which is huge, which is so huge. I remember we were having a problem when we were adding the income and how it wasn't doing that. So this is what I would do. I would go back into Replit. I would grab that screenshot that I had. Let's add this. Let's find the screenshot. Recent. Boom. Okay. There goes that screenshot that we had. Then I would say, hey, when adding income and I input all the information, when it came down to saving the income, so everything will be updated accordingly. It came back with an error. Fix this now and make sure it does not happen again. That's what I would say to something like that. Make sure it does not happen again, okay? Now watch what the agent does, and then we're gonna go back. I'm gonna close this out of that actual practice one right here. Boom, I'm gonna get out of there. Watch this. So it's gonna say, hey, okay, we see the screenshot, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. That's gonna still be there, but it's gonna work through it now. You're gonna see it actually going through the process, working, and how it actually comes out. Okay, and you're gonna see this go down, this screen over here, the preview screen for our tip stack app. You're gonna see this go down, go up, but look at that now. Now look, now on the dashboard, what's updated cool is the savings goals is now on the dashboard as well because we inputted our first savings. Our smart tip from our AI is automatically there for our AI, our AI financial coach. That's even still there. As you can see on the side, it says, I can see from the screenshot that you're getting a fail to add income. Please try again, error. When trying to save your income data, let me check the logs and fix the issue right away. I found an issue. So it even found the issue, is checking through the logs, it's telling you, it's ran its own diagnostics, checked code issues, decided on an input correction. Okay, I found the issue. There's a type mismatch in the database storage. That's what happens. So this is when I'm talking about the back end and the front end. This is when you can kind of figure out and pinpoint where you're having an issue. Because if there's something there, that means if you can see something, that means that 9 times out of 10, your front end is working. So if your front end's working, your UI, your user interface is working, that means what? It only can be where? In the back end. The back end and the front end is somehow not having a connection. It's messing up the connection, it's missing line. There's a wrong integer, there's something wrong in there. I would have had to go through so many lines of code in order to find exactly what was going on, to where it's right there going through the different strings. Look, the problem is in line 100 and 103. It searched for it itself, found it just like that, right? I found the issue, the problem is there, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. I fixed the main issue with income saving. Now let me fix the remaining LSP errors. So it doesn't just fix something, it goes and it figures out if there's any other errors that have anything to do with any other functions or the same function that will make a greater error later. And it still gets this whole entire thing together. It still makes sure everything gets done. Boom. It actually only reports back to me when it has gotten things done. Before I used to say, hey, report back to me. Come tell me this. I need to know this. Make sure everything works before talking to me. Then I'll do it over and over again. And here I am prompting, spending money, doing this, handling this, making sure everything is going this way. When I'm like, man, I just wish it would just function on its own and get itself together and correct itself. And it does. It's just you have to talk to it a little bit more and make sure things are tender to. All right, so now look, perfect. I fixed the main issues. The core problem was that the database expected decimal values as strings, but the validation schema was converting them to numbers. Let me restart the application and test the income statement functionality. You see that? Let me restart it myself, it said, and it will test itself and make sure that everything's good with what we did. It's even showing me exactly what was going on, like its preview. I'm now trying to log in. I'll click the sign in button and I'm expecting to be taken to my dashboard where I can see my income and expenses. I'll make the page loads, So it's even showing me right there exactly what it's doing. It's still working. So it's kind of off. That's what I meant again about its virtual space. It's right here and inside of its own virtual space, wherever that is, completely working, going through it all. You can see the mouse move. It's talking to me right here. It's telling me I'm about to click the sign in button to log into the site. Look, that's not me moving. My hands are right here. You can just follow that mouse in the box. But it's telling you exactly, I'll just move my mouse over here. Okay. See, it's still talking to me. It's saying, hey, I'm about to enter some income. It's entering income in there right now itself. My hands are right here. Okay. I'll double check that everything looks good. Look, is it not working on its own? So the times of me actually looks like it had the same error again. Yeah, so it's working. You got to figure that out. Because I said, make sure this works. I don't want it to happen again. I was really clear about my prompt. Okay. There it goes. Look, I successfully saved my income entry and the system confirmed it's in the database. Now I'm heading back to the dashboard by clicking home button. I'll be keeping an eye out for that cheerful welcome back user message and making sure my new income is showing up correctly. I tried to log in, but it seems I clicked the wrong button. The system couldn't find the login button. So I'll try again using a more reliable way. I'm about to add some income. I'll use a special command to record 20 in cash apps, cash tips. So again, as you can see right here, this is what it's all about. Like, you have to be able to put your idea to reality. But I will say, like, go deeper with it. You know what I mean? Like, make sure that you're achieving the goals that you want to achieve and make sure that you actually get them done and believe. You know what I mean? I think that this is just the beginning of so many things. And if you want to learn and get to know what's going on, follow me and everything that I do. It's pretty dope. And this is in real time and I'm not playing on games. I think there's so much going on in the world that we truly need to see what's really going on and what's really important, right? And this is very important. Building softwares that continue to help businesses grow and be successful is very important. Reducing costs and increasing your profitability is very important. Being able to have the knowledge and wherewithal about what you're doing and being able to teach others about what you are doing by showing them in real time is very important. Being able to back up not only what you're saying, but have what you have by data, by the time that's been put in, and by the knowledge that you have learned and expanded with is very important. You being able to showcase this, you being able to help others, being able to integrate this, you being able to be a leader in this space by just leading and doing whatever you can to use something that you personally will use for yourself every day is very important. You being able to save more time so you can focus on other things in life is very important. So when you're seeing this working like this and it's holding it down and it's taking care of business like this, like, I just want to let you know that this is very important. And this is also how you see and know what jobs would be gone. This is also how you see what new jobs will come around, right? but I can never play and pretend like this is not a big deal. This is huge. Replit Agent 3 is fire. It's only the beginning. I can be hooking up my AI agents and automations to this. I'm talking about my make.coms. All of that stuff I used to have to do step by step by step by step. It tells me I can now do that from a simple prompt. I can do that from a simple prompt. It's crazy to me. That is wild. Like, man, I put in so much time into this. Like, it is so wild. And this thing is still working right now. That's what I mean. Like, you see how it's just working? Like, it's just working. And we're working. You know what I mean? Right now, I would have like 5 different projects set up right here. But anyways, so yeah, let's get back into this real quick here. I'm gonna go back into the actual steps and then we can go from there. All right, so remember, what I'm showing you right now is obviously the exact text of the vibe coded prompt I used to build the app. We did that earlier. Why this app matters so much. You already know why the app matters so much. You can see why it matters so much. You need it. You need to be talking to something that knows what's going on other than yourself in your head and other people that you're with and hanging out with and spending money on and going into all of these things and not knowing what's really going on with your finances is very important. We're in a different time of life where currency's switching and the way we think of currency is switching, and there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now that I really feel people need to keep up with because it's very important for your future and your kids' future and knowing the makeup of our future and what that looks like in the next like 6 years. All right, but what's even worse is what's happening in the 2 to 3 year time frame. And so the use case on this is self-explanatory. You know what I mean? I just really believe you need to get with it. I have a financial coach that I just built inside of there for you. You know exactly how to use it. You saw how you can make your goals. You saw exactly what was happening with being able to add your income and what it was about. You know it's tip stack. You know that it's very important to have this, whatever industry you're making cash in tips or whatever you got going on in, you're able to put that for your vacations, your car notes, your house payments, your rent, your expenses. You saw all of it rolled into one, plus that add-on of having a financial CPA, that financial coach that can answer any question in the world for you that you would have instead of asking a friend that does not know is so important. It's so important to engage with the things that will make a difference in your life. It is very important, and I can't say it enough. I will be an example for this. I am ChrisMoreAI, and this is all about simplifying the power of AI for entrepreneurs worldwide. Most people are still waiting for the perfect timing, but like you're here right now. And if you don't build with tools like Agent 3, now you will just be left behind. But then it becomes about like your data sets and your storages and how you're linking things up. But if you are up on the right path and you're actually doing this, then that's what matters, okay? So drop a comment. What app should I build next using Replit Agent 3? Drop a comment on that, you know what I mean? I'm putting this out to people who are like that. I know and I seen you and I see y'all, man. And on top of that, like you need to know, and more importantly, businesses, you need to know. You need to know what you need. It's not gonna be the tools that you have. If you've been using Zoho, QuickBooks, CRMs, you got to think more customizable to yourself, because even that's an old file cabinet, meaning like you need to customize your own tools. Your business and your use case in your business is way different most of the time with a tool that's already based off of their business and how they're using it, right? Like, so if you are in the bar, restaurant, gentleman's club, hospitality, let's just say that. If you are in the hospitality industry, you have to understand every hospitality industry is different. Tom's Watch Bar is gonna be different from a nightclub. The gentleman's club will be different from a nightclub. So your tools and how they are customized for your numbers and how you're building it in your analytics and how you know what you're losing on and the bottles that's being sold and the rooms that's being ran and the engagement and the guests and how you're interacting that and putting this all together You want as much data compiled as possible, because then that's how you make your knowledge base. Your knowledge base is so important because that's how you get all the data that you've compiled, and now you put that into a knowledge base, and now it's able to refine itself, perfect itself, get better and better and better and better and better with time, better than anything in the world. And you're just going forward, making profits, and also seeing right away what you lost. It's very important. Time is not going back, it's only getting more crazier. So me building these AI agents, me building these softwares, me building these apps, me making it so easy for businesses to integrate from the old server, the old I'm hooked in everywhere, got all these millions of cores, the old databases, and to the new interfaces. Before, it was a problem adding this income in here, but now you gotta see, we don't have those issues anymore because it's now fixed. So I'm gonna just put party, right? I'm gonna just put party night was crazy for $100. I just clicked that, those functionalities are working. We're just gonna put the save income. It's gonna say successfully recorded $100 in tips. Right there, it's obviously added that $100 in tips because that's now $100 over than what it was. So we can say that this is working. See what I'm saying? Like, it's actually working. We can even go back and talk about, you know, our goals and where we want to be. Let's add out of that $100 we just had, let's put that $50 in there. Let's split that in half. So we could add to our goal there. Successfully added $50 to your goal from the $100 that we made. Let's also go a step further and go into our AI. You know, I already done pushed some things, but I just want to say, watch this. The AI that we built inside of this, the AI agent that we actually built, your actual financial coach that we actually built inside of here, is gonna only use your information, your user-based information that was put in. That's how we're built this. It's to build your wealth, right? It's to build your wealth and to build what's your future self will be, but it starts with you doing things today, right? So essentially, I'm saying, hey, based off of my income, look at that. It looks like I got so much income. My debt, like my debt to income ratio, I got way more expenses than I got cash flow coming in. So what I would say to my actual, what I would say to my actual, you know, financial coach is, hey, I'm struggling. And I obviously, based off my income and expenses, don't know what I'm doing. Help me, right? So remember the way we're connected and how we built this out. This is something that's refining itself and it's learning everything about you. So the more things you actually input into your actual financial coach, the more the accuracy, the output, and the relationship that's being built between you and your financial coach, right? And essentially, so here we go. Look, your AI coach has provided personalized advice. Come on now. Like, this is amazing. So it said, and I said, hey, I'm struggling. I obviously, based off my income and expenses, don't know what I'm doing. Help me, because you got to remember, it looks like we're messed up right now. We only got $440, but our expenses is well over that, man. Like, dang, that's a lot of expenses, right? And it's saying I got negative 9,165 available, which, what? Okay, cool. So knowing that fact, let's go back in here. Let's go back to our AI. They're all at the bottom here. So let's go back to our AI and let's read what it says. That you're not alone with $440 versus $7,000 of expenses. Yikes, buddy. And a negative balance. Switch to survivor mode today. Freeze and cancel all non-essential essentials. Sell items and call your landlord, utilities, and creditors to negotiate deferments or payment plans to stop fees. Next, raise cash fast. Pick up extra and peak night shifts. Move into higher tip roles. Bottle service VIP hosts. Promote to regulars for pre-booked tables and grab private events or quick gigs on/off hours. Share your top 3 expenses and I'll help build a 30-day bare bones budget and weekly income target to get you back to even. That's all, folks. See what I'm saying? So it not only analyzed it, it took everything that you said, didn't take one word that you said for granted, and it put, because it knows you now, right? It knows your issues. Like, you don't got to talk to nobody about it. Why are you talking about your business? Go, I already built something for you. Talk to that and get it done, and be personable about it, and be on top of it. Know how important it is, because it will go and build this 30-day plan out for you easy, because that's exactly what it's here for. It's here for you. Not only that, it saves everything that you asked inside of it from before, so you don't even lose the context, and you don't lose the information in the data. Data is very important. Life is changing right before our eyes. So I'm gonna ask you, buy this whole entire tip stack app. What do you think it's worth? Think about it. It's endless. It's endless. It's endless, and this is just one thing that I just created right off the top of my head, right? And this can be used around the world, and anywhere around the world, this is able to be used now, especially when I put it live, right? But I have a few things that I would do to it to make it even better. And this is already the best of the best by itself. It gave you exactly what your numbers are. Let's go back and make sure that's right. It said, hey, you got $440, buddy. Look, your expenses right now, 45 plus 25 is what? That's $7,000. You know what I'm saying? So it's saying, hey, buddy, yo, $440 versus that 7,000 expenses ain't cutting it, buddy. You in survival mode. You better leave them girls alone. You better stop lying and get it together. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's very important. It's very important that you continue to build things and set things up that's a use case from something that you can use, because it will automatically keep you on track. You will never lose. And on top of that, you will always win. So thank you so much again, man. I'm ChrisMoore, AI, simplifying the power of AI for entrepreneurs all day, every day. That's exactly what we do. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you want me to make next. You know what I mean? Inside the comment section with Replit Agent 3. This is huge. There's nothing like it. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on, but as you can see, it's changing the way automation looks, especially being able to now make complete agents and automations through these type of things. That changes everything from like the make.coms and then NANs, because now, before I had to create all of these scenarios and have this connected to this, one thing connected to another thing and another thing connected to another thing, and now I'm able to write from a prompt with my fingers, make agents and automations. That's changing the game. That's obviously gonna make a major spin for make.com. That's no more. That's non-existent at this point, if that's what they're gonna be going next. And as you can tell, that's where it's headed. And so, yeah, just, you know what I mean? Just be really, you know, humble and on top of it, and learn. If you're a business out there and you need things implemented into your business, understand that the businesses now is gonna be based off of use cases. Your use case, meaning like you have to make your business more customizable. Even if you are bars, restaurants, gentlemen's clubs, every gentlemen's club, every bar, every restaurant, different places, different spaces have different customizable things, different areas and where you need to be more successful in, and areas where you need to reduce certain things in. And all of them are different from every place. And that's what I mean. The next wave, the next great thing that's gonna keep you in the green from being in the red as a business is you being able to literally get deeper and more customizable for what you're using in your business as your tool. So that's why it's so important. Like, this is so important because, again, not every pizza place is gonna sell the same amount of pizzas. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're in New York and you got 30,000 pizza places on one block. You get what I mean? So you have to understand your market, and you understanding your market, you let the tools do its work. You let people like me build the things that's necessary for you, and then you understand your market. And it's not only just that, businesses, it's also you being able to convert into AI. A lot of people have a lot of old things they used to do that's not done anymore. There's a lot of conversions and integrations that need to happen. You got a lot of stuff wired in hardwired. You have a lot of stuff that's behind, which regardless, your teams are gonna have to learn these new processes. They're gonna have to learn what's the next step in these processes. They're gonna have to learn how to be successful in these processes, or your same team won't be there because they're not gonna have no use to you. in the processes anymore, right? So it's a lot there, it's a lot to uncover, and it's not just that, man, it's so nice for me to be able to teach these things to the world. It's so nice for me to be able to have that type of voice that is able to be a beacon in this industry and a light in this industry. And I'm in it every day professionally, and I do it for real, obviously, you know? And so it's one of those things where, hey, I'm confident in it, but a lot of people are not confident in what they have going on because it's a different time. And I understand that there's a lot of changes that will be made, but if you are a person out there just listening to this and you want to be a part of it, learn and understand and get to learning AI as much as you can. If you're a business, do the same exact thing, but you need to hire the best people possible. And the best people possible going forward has changed for you. Titles are not the same anymore. A person that you're paying $100,000 is not the same anymore, especially if they don't know AI. What is his title or their title? She title, what is the title, right? Because that means anybody that know AI is way over that title. Right? So it's like one of those things where we're in a different time of what meanings are and what things mean. So follow the money, understand what's happening, understand CPI, understand what inflation is doing, understand what interest rates are doing, understand what money you have, what money you don't have, understand these things, understand these stocks and investments and where the money and the distribution of all of this money is going, and understand how these buildings and how the infrastructure of our future is being built. It's very important to understand these things in a world where so many things are moving in so many different directions, but it's going so fast that people may not even realize that we're talking, there's a lot, and you can only start every day by just going. So again, Replit Agent 3 is crazy. Like, oh my goodness, like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? So, and it's only more things to be built. Let me know what you need. Hit me up. You already know what time it is. Visit me at dragonflyaipartners.com. On top of that as well, again, like, share, subscribe, leave something in the comments. We are all here for this. This isn't just a smart, this isn't just like a revolution. It's the truth. Most people are still waiting for perfect timing, and I don't understand that, because it's like, you know, if you're here and you understand what we got going on, if you don't build with tools like Agent 3, now you'll be left behind. It's simple. It's very serious, and it's a very important time to really understand and grasp the things that are very important. You know what I mean? This stuff is made in my sleep. I'm able to have like 10 different projects going and be able to be successful in every other project and still be on top of everything. All my key indicators, all my CPIs, everything. Like, you know what I mean? So I think it's very important to understand this being unleashed and understand how important it is to be ahead of the game, because it ain't going back. You know what I mean? It's not going back. All right, thank you so much. See you soon.